welcome and thank you for being here with us. We just started with the first live AMA for PlanetWatch. We are very happy to have with us Claudio Parrinello, the CEO of PlanetWatch. He will be answering all of your questions. So we have some of them that we received prior to this interview, to this AMA, but also you're all welcome to send us more questions. Claudio,
I'm really very engaged and there are lots of questions, so it's just perfect for me, and I'm here for this. And please submit additional questions as we go along, and we'll be always in touch and trying to answer fast.
Great. So let's start with the first question. Of course, it's about sensors. So what types of sensors do we have at PlanetWatch? And of course, what's their availability? We had many requests from you, and of course, we would like to answer all of your questions.
This is written in the white paper, so let's anyway recap and explain better. So in our network, we leverage 4 types of sensor. The sensor that we call type 1 sensor is a high specs outdoor air quality monitor. High specs means that the one we are leveraging at the moment is a scientific instrument developed by a research center from Italy. So it's and the details again are in the white paper. Typically would only monitor particulates. And at the moment we are leveraging a sensor which is called Arianna, and which has been available, is outdoor consumer grade air quality monitor. Type 3 is for indoor air quality monitor. As a reminder, indoor air quality is very important for people's health. So there is a type of sensor which are manufactured for this use case, and which we have not sold yet on our e-commerce, but we are going to offer some sensors soon. Throughout your day, so whether you're commuting to work, whether you're going out for biking, jogging, or other, it's a very lightweight sensor which connects to your mobile lifestyle and your behavior using for this. Okay, in terms of availability, I appreciate that this is a very important topic, and there is a lot of demand for a sensor, so here we go with some piece of news. As for type 1 sensor, we will put so you'll be able to, if you're interested, to book a type 1 air quality device for use in Europe very soon, directly on our e-commerce platform. So 50 devices coming up soon for type 1. For type 2, again, we just got a lot of 50 additional Arianna device, which again are available to be used in Europe. And plus we will open pre-sale again for Ariannas for an additional lot, which will become available in July, most likely. And we hope that that lot will be certified both for use in Europe and the USA. Next, we'll open up pre-sales for type 3 indoor devices. Probably 100 devices will be available. And these devices, the good thing is that they are already certified for use both in Europe and the USA. So that's nice. Finally, type 4 devices, for the time being, we are still using Atmotube Pro. I think there is some stock still. For the time being, we are still using Atmotube Pro. I think there is some stock still available both in Europe and the USA. We will replenish it, so there's no issue now, which is a bit of a bottleneck in different areas certified for use in the EU. For the rest of the world, yeah, there are some certification challenges as well as logistics challenges. In particular, we're working to serve Asia as soon as possible, probably via Singapore-based warehouse. So I could give you some figures for pre-application and logistics side. By the companies, my advice, because if you buy an Atmotube from another vendor and then you want to connect it to PlanetWatch, we may be obliged to charge a one-off connection fee. This is we need to either charge some fee in the markup of the price of the sensor, or to charge one-off fees, which we'll still have to decide. So for the time being, I mean, this will be made more precise later on. For the time being, I would just advise you to buy from us.
That's good, thank you. And the next question is something very practical. So can I change my sensor from tier 2 to tier 1 location in my city? How does it work?
Yes. Yes, sensors can be moved, and this kind of change will be possible. Will be possible automatically through the new version of our app. We're going to release, hopefully, at the end of April, the new version of our app, which will be very, very effective and very, very ergonomic. Bear in mind, though, that if you move your type 1 or type 2 sensor from one pixel to another, your reputation score, local reputation score, will decrease, and which rewards and seamlessly. So if you move your sensors around from one place to another, this is not advisable, and it's not, which is important to say. I've seen on our social channels people offering sensors connected to PlanetWatch for sale to other users. Please refrain to do this for the time being, because the way Algorand account for each sensor via NFT technology, and we talk about the NFT later. So to make a long story short, you should not, at this stage, automatically from one. We will need to perform some manual security yet, because it will just not work the way you may expect it.
Mm-hmm. We had the first question from the audience, and I think it's...
It depends on the sensor. I mean, Type 4 Armatube Pro is certified both in Europe and in Asia, but that's not the case for Ariana, for example. So to Asia, because that would create a problem. So please don't do that. We need to. I mean, our project has huge potential. We just want to get it right at every stage, be compliant in every jurisdiction. So let's be patient a little bit, but let's do it the right way.
Yeah, that's very important, to be compliant. The next question we have is, do I need to live in a purple area to be tier 1?
So again, as it is mentioned on the white paper, and it can be checked live on our PlanetWatch map, so we are giving priority to tier 1. So the short answer is yes, install it in a tier 1 pixel. Okay. If it's elsewhere, it would not be a tier 1, obviously.
The next one is there a plan to disable clawback in the future?
Yeah, if I understand correctly the question, that's a very technical point that only people who are familiar with Algorand will appreciate. The short answer is yes. In the future, we will look into disabling clawback and disable the project, and of course, we're looking forward.
It's regarding the tokens.
Yes, but again, it's really a community-driven governance system. So if we need to change something substantial, and you are a PlanetWatcher, you own a sensor, you operate a sensor, you will have a say into that.
That's good. What will the purpose of the token be? Like, what can I do?
Once again, the Planet token is meant to be a utility token. Utility token means that it gives you access of products and services by PlanetWatch. Once you find out that there is a problem with air quality, the next thing you want to do is to solve it or mitigate it. And there are some very effective, very advanced air purifiers products that we are selecting, and the idea is that you'll be able to get these products with your planets, as well as additional sensors. Then you might be able to you'll be able to redeem your in order to be able to essentially fund projects which reduce the carbon footprints of human activities. So, for example, planting forests with their products, and unless you want as a person to reduce your own carbon footprint, which is a great thing. The last thing, and again, it's both for corporates and in the future for retail users, planets can be used to gain access to premium data services. Now, what does premium data services mean? On one hand, for corporates, it could mean having a data feed inserted into your own website, hyperlocal, real-time, optimizing, reducible maps. And one use case for our data, if you think of Google Maps, is to build an air quality layer on top of Google Maps, so that Google Maps not only will tell you the fastest path if you are driving a car, but it could tell you what the health will be payable in planets, air quality data. When will all this start? We are planning to introduce planets as a means of payment in our e-commerce right after the token gets listed, so that there will be an official reference price for the token.
That's great. And this is where we get the new question, which is really connected to what we said before. There are many questions regarding the listing. So, what is the news? When are we going to list the token?
Yeah. Okay. So let me be very, and you'll be charged very hefty fees. So I have a duty as the CEO of this company to seek the best value for money. Exchanges will seek from you two legal opinions. For example, our home jurisdiction as a company is France. So exchanges would ask for me a legal opinion from a French viewpoint, as well as very often a legal opinion from a US. So we have done all the key compliance to list on exchanges. We have a couple of offers on the table, but before committing to one, we are still checking a number of items. So I know I said that this will be fairly quick. I also said it will be a major platform, and we are working on this. I cannot commit to a date yet, neither disclose a name. My goal is to list by mid-May on a major platform, where major means, okay, let me say that as well. Major means having very big volume, very good reputation, but crypto people know that volume-wise, there are a number of things to look into, because there's something called wash trading. So sometimes some exchanges trade with themselves. That's called wash trading, and that is not a nice thing. So you have to be very, very careful in selecting the exchanges. But again, what I can tell you is that we are talking to very big players, very reputable players, and I want to make it right. So I'm not going to rush into this. I'm not going to spend a lot of money unless I've gathered enough information to do this. And again, the goal in terms of dates, I would say mid-May.
That's great. So we go back to some of the questions connected to our white paper and the whole token model. There was a question regarding the Earth credit. So what is an Earth credit as we described it in our white paper?
We wrote a paragraph about Earth credit. I was not aware of the fact that this would have raised a lot of questions and also a lot of confusion. Not important. Transactions, not a cryptocurrency fusion. There will be lots of things which can be bought or redeemed by redeeming, if you prefer, Planet tokens. Earth credits might just be a convenient bookkeeping tool, or not. So I would urge you not to focus on Earth credit, because that's just not important. We are PlanetWatch. Our token is the Planet tokens. Planet tokens is going to get listed, and you're going to be able to buy things with your Planet tokens. That's what matters.
This is what is important to our users, of course. So I'm going to the next question. In the new token model, there is a provision for sensor owners to share some planets with people who activity is not currently available, but will be part of the next release of the PlanetWatch app. Is this right?
Yes, it is. So let me give you an example. By sensor, you want to participate in the effort, but you don't have a suitable place for installation, something like a balcony or a garden, for example, while you have a friend who has such a token revenue with that person. So in the next release of the app, there is a feature giving you this flexibility. So for example, as an owner, you are entitled to the total stream. I get 40%. We contribute to PlanetWatch. That's what we're talking about.
Okay, great. The next question is about the sensors again. Are there any plans to open up the API for people that already have PM 2.5 sensors?
Okay, let me broaden the answer a little bit. From time to time, people are asking us, so why are you using this sensor? Why should we not connect another type of sensor? We put an Arduino board and this sensor that I bought here, and why not? So the network will grow faster and everybody will have a sensor. Now, the reason why we don't just onboard any sensor, again, if you read a white paper, you realize that we're putting a lot of effort into validating, aggregating the data, and extracting useful information out of the data. Because of this, we have to be very strict.
The next question that is possible.
Algorand works wherever power, and if you've been sold a sensor in a region where the sensor is compliant, and that otherwise we wouldn't hold it to you, you can be sure that as long as you have internet connectivity and you can plug it in, it will work.
That's great. So I would just like to call for questions again. If you have any questions, please submit to our social networks. And before we go to the next very, very exciting topic, we have the last question for regarding the sensors. So we got this question on Telegram. When will you implement the feature for redeem sensors or devices for Planet inside the website?
Okay, as I said earlier, we plan to introduce planet-based payments right after token listing. So it would
for all the users, of course. So speaking at the close,
just to be clear, our mission is environmental monitoring, in particular air quality monitoring. So collectibles for us is not a new business line. It's a way to create further engagement and deliver additional value to the community. That this is why for a non-fungible token, I'm not gonna speak a lot about it, but I would just say the following. Unlike Planet tokens, which are fungible, fungible essentially means that two items can be exchanged with each other and nothing changes. For example, think of two $1 coins. If you have a $1 coin, your friend has a $1 coin, and you swap the coins, nothing has happening in practice, in reality, because dollar coins are fungible. They are all equivalent. Likewise, tokens like Planet tokens are fungible in the sense that if you have two planets and I have two planets, we have the same things. My two planets are not different from yours. On the other hand, non-fungible tokens are all different. Again, just to make an example, suppose I have my passport and you have, Marina, your own passport, and we want to travel together. We go to the airport and we decide to swap our passports. So I have a passport with your picture and I try to pass customs, and likewise for you. We get arrested because they are linked to a person and every person is different. Non-fungible tokens are like passports. Each token is unique, and because it's unique, it can be linked to something else to certify uniqueness of the NFTs, which is an NFT, a non-fungible token. That we do already. The new thing that I discussed yesterday is using this kind of tokens, NFTs, to leverage, to launch digital collectibles on Algorand. Now, this thing about digital collectibles, once again, what is a collectible in the real world? It's something which is beautiful or interesting and unique. So every piece of rock on the street is unique, but it's not beautiful, able to be worthwhile. And in the digital world, you have very great pieces of digital art. Everybody, it's an image, it's a set of pixels. Like now, the miracle of non-fungible to a non-fungible token, then you are creating a digital collectible, a notion of digital uniqueness, which is somewhat counterintuitive. How can it be digital and unique? Well, because it's only the owner of the relevant swap it. Collectibles. Some collectible recently sold for an amount in excess of $60 million, which is absolutely crazy if you ask me, but never mind. And so what do we want to do in this context? We want to do something which is 100% aligned with our business, which is environmental monitoring. So we are really, which in practice means we take something like a piece of digital art related to the environment, we tokenize it, we link it to an NFT, and we release it. And once we release it, that's what is called a NFT word. There is a big bottleneck related to what's called gas fees. So you might have a digital collectible being sold on Ethereum for $30. The problem is, on other respect to a chain, and 30 on Algorand, you don't pay 30 plus 100. You would typically pay 30 plus 1,000th of a non-environment-related digital collectibles. And to begin with, we want to thank all the early adopters of PlanetWatch, all the early Planet Watchers. So all the people who will be owning a sensor, a PlanetWatch sensor, before the new token model kicks in, which is a matter of weeks, collectible. Limited edition means that since there is about 400 people who are entitled to get it, This will be an item released in 400 copies, roughly speaking. So it's limited edition, and it's only issued once, obviously, as a thank you to you guys as early adopters. So that's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to do it in the coming weeks. So we'll disclose the piece of art which has been crafted, digital art, by the environment. It will be very interesting stuff, but I'm not going to anticipate anything because there is a call to action here. If you are a digital artist, you have an idea for some content related to the preservation of the environment, get in touch. We will select some pieces of content and we'll tokenize it. We'll link an NFT to this. This will be eventually sold, and part of the proceeds will, of course, help fund a faster sensor deployment in PlanetWatch. It will be reinvested, of course, in our mission. So I said a lot of things. I hope it's clear enough, even more clear, I hope.
To all of the questions we received. We don't have any answers right now, new answers. So I guess this was the last one for the AMA. I hope everything was clear. And of course, if you have additional questions, you can always reach out to us on any social media platform that we're present. And I would like to thank again Claudio Parrinello for being with us, the CEO of PlanetWatch.
Let me say one more thing, Marina,
Sure.
just as a closing thing. Let me remind you, this company was set up in January 2020, right when the pandemic started. 4 months down the line, we had already released our MVP. We are trying to move very fast. We are overcoming, I believe, a number of challenges related to the pandemic. And we are really doing our best to deliver fast. We call ourselves a fast and furious company, but we cannot be too furious. We have to stay reasonable. So I'm asking you to be patient when things don't come as fast as you would expect it. You may want also to compare to other projects, and you will see that it's impossible to go much faster than us. So everything is coming. Everything we are talking about and we are promising is coming. We are just going to proceed in a cautious, rigorous way to be compliant in every jurisdiction, to get always the best value for money from suppliers, and to get it right. So that's our approach, but we have lots of things coming up. Again, I'm not ready to disclose everything, but we have a number of exciting things. There will be press releases about high-profile partnerships, which enable us to install lots of tokens in 2021. We have lots of things, exciting things going on, but we go step by step, and I hope you bear with us and you trust us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was a great conclusion. Thank you for everyone following this AMA, and we'll be back with you soon. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.